Good morning everybody, Ally here from Next Chapter Homestead, and today we're having a busy day in the garden. Today I'm not alone, Duncan is here and we've got multiple tasks to do. He'll be dealing with roses and tomatoes on the one side of the garden and I'll be handling the planting out of other things here. Let's see what we can get done. Hey guys, so it's a beautiful morning here, nice and quiet, bar the sound of the little birds chirping. So I'm just going to quickly give you a brief overview of what the garden looks like today. This is the morning, lovely and green. We do have some progress on some of the seeds that we've started together, so hopefully you can see this. Over here we have our beetroot coming up, and over here we have a few carrots that have decided to join the party. We only had 3 beans germinate. The 2 Julia Child tomatoes are looking pretty good, and we've got 2 eggplants that survived, and there is a little guy here in the middle, but whether or not he's going to make it I'm not sure. Since we were so rudely interrupted by the chickens, I just thought I'd change up directions and show you. So, over here we did have 1 of the 3 beans that came up. Our eggplants and our tomatoes are still doing okay. Along this little line we planted 5 beans. We only got 3 that came up. And then our germination on our carrots wasn't great, but they were old seeds, so we pretty much knew that was going to happen. Okay guys, so this area here next to me is going to go through a bit of a change today. As you know, the cold snap that we had absolutely annihilated my cucumbers, but Dunks is sweet enough to buy me new plant starts, so I'm going to be planting cucumbers out in this pot, and this patch of leeks right next to me, unfortunately today, well, fortunately and unfortunately, will be harvested. So we'll be taking care of the leeks today, but it will give us an area to plant in, which is nice because we actually have a few plants that Dunks bought me the other day. So let me show you those and I'll give you a vague idea of what my plan is with them. Okay guys, so this is my tray of seedlings at the moment. So I'm going to quickly give you a brief overview of what we've got going on here. This first little tray is my cucumber replacement, and we are going to plant 2 of these cucumbers in the container next to the arch where I had planted them this season, and then I'm going to take the other 2 and I'm going to plant them along the chicken run fencing, just to see how we do with that vertical growth in a different kind of soil. I like to plant things in containers as well as in the actual beds themselves, because then it kind of feels like I'm hedging my beds and doubling my rate of success, which we all know is not true, but it feels that way, and gardening is very much depicted by the way that you feel. Right, these 2 are Heinz tomatoes. Those I got given by my mom, so I've got space for those to go in as well. I've got some pepper dews, some jalapenos, and some paprika, as well as a Tabasco pepper. This is a yellow pepper, as far as I know, like and not a spicy pepper, a regular pepper, but a yellow one. Neither Duncan nor I remember even putting this on the trolley, so we think we may have ended up with somebody else's pepper on our trolley, but clearly it was destined to come home with us, so now we're going to plant it. So all of these little plant starts now need to find a space in the garden, which seems a little bit like questionable, but hear me out. The leeks are coming out today, at least this patch, which will open up this space and a bit of space here and right over here that we could potentially plant out with jalapenos. These are also jalapenos at the moment, so this entire area here will essentially become a jalapeno field. Let's hope it yields like a field. Where the 2 beans didn't come up over here, I'm going to plant one of my Heinz tomatoes. The other one of the 2, I think I'm going to plant in a container. Again, hedging my beds. One in the ground and one in a container. This celery desperately needs to come out. It's not even looking good anymore. And we will replace that with something else. I'm not 100% sure. 2 cucumbers here. One over there. And one on the other side. I've just finished pulling out the leeks over here. Pulled off any of the dry skin and knocked off most of the sand, and this is essentially what we've managed to harvest. I'm quite happy with that, and that's going to go to making dehydrated leek powder for us. It's such a versatile way for us to be able to use our leeks in lieu of onions that we have quite a bit of difficulty growing. As I was out here, I just thought I'd grab the eggs for the day as I take these leeks inside. I'm just going to clear out this pot and plant in 2 more cucumbers. Let's hope they have a little bit more success. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thank you.
The closer to that little hole, the easier it'll cut. Yeah. And then obviously not too tight around the stalk.
Oh no, so that the stalk has room to grow, doesn't get pinched.
No, it's a volunteer.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's determinate or indeterminate.
No clue.
Okay.
And then this one here,
yeah,
is the black tomato from your mom. Do you want to plant that other cucumber there?
Where?
There we are.
Yeah, by the tomato.
I'd say closer to the carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You okay with that?
I'm fine with it if you're fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Right, one times cucumber.
Yeah, may the odds be ever in your favour. I really hope we get chilies, right?
Yeah.
This is the most chilies we've ever planted at one time. So, let's do it. So it's a little bit later in the afternoon. It has cooled slightly. It's still a scorcher of a day, but we're going to see what more we can get done.
Right, so what I've done is removed all the leaves underneath the newest set of fruit, or at least the highest bunch of fruit. I've gone and removed all the leaves and the foliage underneath that, and what that does is it focuses a lot more energy into the development of the tomatoes, and it allows a lot better air circulation, ventilation around the base and this midsection of the plant. Of course, tomatoes are quite prone to molds and fungi and that sort of infestation, so to avoid that, or try to strip all the foliage off of the very top set of fruits, and you'll have a lot less problems. Keeping it to 3 or 4 vines in total coming off of the one tomato plant, you can focus the energy into developing slightly less. If you could let the plant grow naturally, the maximum amount of tomatoes it would grow, say it would grow 50 tomatoes, but they'd all be a smallish tomato. If you pull off those suckers, it focuses into 3 or 4 of these vines, its energy into developing slightly bigger fruit sets. So you're not necessarily getting less fruit, you're getting less fruit that is bigger than what they would have been. It's a win-win. It's a bit long-winded, but it does work. Another trick is, this is the top set of fruit on this vine. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little tomatoes there. So if you look at the rest of what is connected onto that vine or that tomato bunch, you still have little blossoms that haven't even pollinated yet. Now, on a bunch of fruit like this with tiny tomatoes on the same main node, if you would, these smaller ones, unpollinated just yet, are going to take a lot longer to develop than these, and they're just going to slow the growth period down as well. So we tend to remove those. I should have my scissors with me, but off it comes. So take any small undeveloped tomatoes or flowers off from your bunches, but keep at least 4, maybe 5 tomatoes on the bunch. This again is a small undeveloped tomato, or a flower at least, not even pollinated. I'll take it off as well, so then we'll focus just on these 4 tomatoes, and you'll see they'll develop a lot quicker than if you left all of those little flowers on there. What we've done is, just from the rafter, essentially from the gutter, I put picture hooks in there, or screwed them into the wood, the ballast, and dropped just jute twine lines, and I've tied the tomatoes up all the way down to the bottom of the stalk, the plant at least, and then the 3 leaders, branches coming off, and then you just wind that into that jute and it supports them as they grow vertically. A good example is this over here, where from where I last wound it, it's outgrown that. So we'll just keep winding the jute, or the tomato at least, carefully around the jute twine. You've got to be careful, obviously it's a very tender leader or plant, so that's it. And so you train the vine up. Something interesting. Look at that little guy. Keep stripping off the foliage underneath the top set of fruits to encourage better airflow The sun on the fruits ripens them. Not to say it ripens them immediately, but it is better for the fruits as far as I can tell. But yeah, that's how you keep a healthy tomato.
As well, we've come to the end of the day and we got a lot done. We pruned tomatoes and we planted out a few different varieties of chilies, paprika, pepper dews and jalapenos. So hopefully we'll have a successful crop this year.
Yeah.
We just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with us today, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Like and subscribe and follow along. We always like sharing what we've got with you guys.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Enjoy. Cheers.